Hello, Vixens. I am JLD, and I want to talk about the kinds of people who read your work and provide feedback to you. We all love getting feedback from people, but who should we get it from and when? And should we pay them for this feedback? Let's talk about it.
And let's talk about love and feeling alright. And let's talk about love.
There are 5 kinds of reader feedback groups: your critique group, also known as a writing circle, your alpha readers, your beta readers, your editor, and your ARC readers. It seems a little overwhelming at first, and it certainly can feel that way once you get started, but let's just take it step by step. Number 1, the critique group. Now, a critique group is also called a writing circle. I have run one for several years, and I find a lot of satisfaction in running the circle. I get so much great feedback from them. And this is a group of people that gather at regular intervals, usually weekly, sometimes twice weekly. I've heard some groups get together 2 or 3 times a week. Being able to do Zoom calls or meeting on Discord has opened up lots of possibilities for writing groups. They're not so much physical anymore. So your critique group or your writing group are the group of people that you meet with regularly. And it's during the time that you're actually writing and drafting your story. So the story is incomplete. You may only have not even a chapter done. And these are the guys that are going to sit with you and help you develop it, help you get through those rough spots, maybe give you some motivation if you find that you're getting stuck. This group of people also is going to be writing their own story, so you're going to be offering feedback to them. It's a really great place to learn not only how people are viewing your work, but also how to become someone who is good at giving feedback yourself, because learning how to give actionable feedback to another writer is a priceless skill. Group number 2, your alpha reader. Now, the alpha reader can also be part of your critique circle and your writing group. When I first started getting into sharing my work and working with other writers, I learned that the alpha reading group is the writing group, is the writing circle, is your feedback circle. But now I'm learning that that's not exactly the case. So for me, that was a carryover of just a little bit of misinformation, even though it's not totally wrong. Alpha readers and reading groups sometimes are used in the same context, but if you're going to use an alpha reader for full feedback of your completed work, that's little bit of a different animal. So your critique group gives you advice as you're going along in your drafting process, the very beginning of writing the story. To hand work to an alpha reader for feedback is a bit more of a formalized event in that the story should be complete when you hand it to them. And many alpha readers will charge for their time. But it is a draft, usually your first draft. And this person is going to give you a lot of more in depth critique, detailing all the little pieces of your story. How are your characters feeling? Do they have a good arc? Are they interested in the story? Do they like the story? How's your writing skill level? So they're going to give you rudimentary critiquing and insight into your first draft. Group number 3, your beta reader. Now, beta readers are really important. I have never used an alpha reader formally. I like the informal alpha reading style from my critique group, my writing circle. That does me just fine. Beta readers, though, everybody needs to do beta readers if you are going to publish a novel. I highly recommend it. They are invaluable for providing you with the feedback that, say, someone who's just going to pick your novel up off the shelf and read it. They're going to give you that kind of feedback with extra perks. What does that look like? Well, they're going to many times give you inline commentary on your document. You will always get a full report. So not only will you get inline commentary, you will get a full report. And this is going to talk about the synopsis, their original feelings on the story, followed by detailed sections that talk about each one of your main characters. They may even mention some side characters and talk about how they affected them and their experience of the story. They're going to talk about the challenges that are faced, the experience of the character arc. What did they understand that these characters have grown, how they have grown, what they have learned, how they have become better or worse. Maybe you have a villain arc in your story. So they're going to give you feedback back on how that affects them, if it lands well, if it's strong. They're going to talk about the story beats. They're going to talk about, yes, I could see a clear inciting incident, or no, I couldn't actually find where the call to action was. Like they will talk about those story beats. They go section by section and they'll let you know how the flow is. Was there any place where it felt like it kind of dragged a little bit? Was it really, really exciting? Or maybe they needed just a pause somewhere, like, wow, this is just so action packed. I need a little break here. So they're going to give you that detailed feedback. The reports I usually get are anywhere from 3 to 7 pages long for a beta reader response report. And then, of course, I especially love the ones that will give me inline commentary in my actual Word document. Should you pay for beta readers? Should you not pay for beta readers? This is a debate I'm hearing that it didn't even occur to me that was a debate till I found people who were saying one should never pay for a beta reader. And I thought, what? We can get them for free? Well, I mean, of course you can get them for free. There are Facebook groups and there's lots of places out there where you can find beta readers that will read your work for free. The problem I have with it, and many other writers have, is the accountability factor. Many of these beta readers will take your work and then just ghost you, and you never hear from them again. Now, there are some programs where it's like a trade where you read so many books and then submit your work, and out of this pool of beta readers, people will read your book and provide you with feedback and a report. I wish I had time to read enough to be able to participate in those programs. I just simply do not. So I usually pay for my beta readers. There are places like Fiverr. There are all kinds of places where people offer gig work. If you pay for a beta reader, then that money doesn't clear until they are done reading your book and have provided you with the feedback report that you have expected to come from them. The accountability I find with paid beta readers is much, much higher than for the freebies. There are some free beta readers that I've actually gotten a nice little bit of feedback from, but it was only a couple of paragraphs, and it really didn't give me a whole lot of helpful, actionable insight. So I'm on team pay for your beta readers, but I can understand if you're really under a budget, you got to do what you can and work with what you have, and that's perfectly all right. When you want to get a beta reader is after your story is completed, your book is finished, and congratulations, you finished a book. Now get a beta reader. You should have a completed draft that is as finished as you can get it at that point. You've already had your critique feedback from your writing groups and your alpha readers and all the people that have worked with you to develop the story. Maybe you've had a friend or a family member read it, and now you're ready for some real actionable feedback, something you can really chew on. Number 4, your editor. I have included editors here in the feedback groups video because they do provide a lot of valuable feedback. Not only do editors correct your grammar and your spelling, but they're also going to help you with places that maybe the characters are falling a little short of being satisfying. Perhaps there's not enough tension. They can come in and give you some pointers in the inline commentary about where to add tension, or maybe you've ramped it up too high. And I have a video, see my video on the different kinds of editors, your developmental, your copy, and your line. These editors serve different purposes, and sometimes many of them combine them all together in one service. And I find that to be the most helpful because that person is seeing everything as a whole and able to critique and work on everything as a whole in all the different levels. And usually if you get all 3 kinds of editing done at the same time by the same person, they'll give you a discount for like a package rate. But you are going to get a lot of feedback from your editor, you should. Do you pay for editors? Yes, you do. There are no free editors. It takes a lot of time to read a manuscript, much less check it for errors and make suggestions and commentary. So please be kind to your editors. It is a job. It's not like you're going to a doctor's office and then expect the doctor to see you for free. So don't expect an editor to work for you for free. Always, always, always look for a high quality editor that can give you the service you need. And see my video about editing. Number 5, ARC readers. ARC readers can be a little tricky. They're kind of the hardest ones in my mind and in my experience to get because they are always free. You never, ever, ever pay for an ARC reader. Why? Well, because ARC readers, ARC is actually an acronym for Advanced Review or Advanced Reader Copy. After you have gone through all of the developmental editing stages of your manuscript and it is done, it is ready to publish. Now you want to send it to ARC readers as a completed PDF file. No commentary, no places for them to make any changes or suggestions. It's done. There will be no more editing after this. This book is ready to go to publish. And these readers are the ones who read it and leave commentary for you and reviews and stars on sites like Amazon and Goodreads. The reason they're so important is because when your book is released, and I'll just use Amazon as an example because that's the one I'm the most familiar with, it goes into a special place in Amazon, which is the new releases. There's also a coming soon. If you decide to do a pre-release date on the book, which means you're listing basically the ebook, but you're not releasing the paperback for, say, a week or two, those ARC readers have that time to read your book and leave stars and reviews on or by your release date. So your release date is when the paperback becomes available. And they can do it afterwards, of course, but usually the release date is the actual publication date for the entire work when both versions of your book are available. And once it goes into the new release section of Amazon, that's actually kind of a spiffy place where people go and look at the competition. There is much smaller, so it's kind of a highlighted area in Amazon, and it's really important to be higher up in the rankings. You want to show up on the first few pages of the Amazon search pages, right? And so that actually is made possible by having lots and lots of reviews and stars on your book, and that's where your ARCs come in. And where you find ARCs? Well, I've gotten ARCs usually from ARCing groups on Facebook. It's been one of my main places. There's lots of social media places you can look for ARC readers, and the reason you never pay for them is because it is very frowned upon to pay someone to review your book and leave stars, because it doesn't look good. If it can tend to look like you're paying for someone to give you a 5-star review. We never pay for ARCs. All reviews and stars that are left must be honest and from their heart and their actual opinionated heads, which is the best kind of review anyway. So look around in social media and you'll find some ARC readers. Sign them up, send them the manuscript. And there are different programs out there that can help you watermark your material so it doesn't get stolen or pirated. And that's something for another topic, but I just wanted to address the reader feedback groups tonight. Speaking of review groups, writing circles, critique groups, I happen to run one, and I've been doing so for 3 years. It's a small group. We're very intimate. I love this group of people. We've been getting to know each other. I know we know each other's works, each other's voices. We even are picking up on each other's foibles, which everybody has writing tics. And I actually am opening this group to the public now. So I'm opening it to the Hotspot with JLD followers. So I'm hoping that you guys will click the invitation link that will be appearing in the description of this video. I will continuously put updated links under my video. So if the link under this video expires, just look up one of my more recent ones and the more active link should be there. Click it to join. I do keep it by invitation only because I really am interested in cultivating a group of people who want to work, who want to do writing, who want to listen to critique, who want to contribute to critique, who want to get involved. I will be offering some tiered levels there. Right now, it is absolutely free to join, and it will always be free to join Writers Inc. So I hope you'll join me there and my friends, my writing group. We meet every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'm starting some other groups. I have a pro group that meets on Thursday. That group is for people who are published. And then I also am going to be opening up classes and more in-depth writing and editing workshops on Thursday nights. We also do a movie night every Saturday afternoon. So I really hope you will come join us. I'll be doing we do writing sprints and all kinds of things. I'll be working on contests and some writing projects. If you're feeling a little stuck or uninspired, I've always got something in the pipes working to get everybody inspired and writing again. So I hope you'll join us in Writers Inc. Do check out the link below. Also, if you're interested in a little bit of spicy romance, I invite you to check out my series, Breaking Fancy. about a girl who is running from an abusive past and is seeking herself in Hollywood as she falls in love along the way. I'm JLD, and thank you for visiting my hotspot.
Let's talk about love.